Hello, and welcome to the Full Stack Developer video tutorial series. This series will cover everything you need to know to create a full stack web application from development to production. We will cover concepts including project organization, creating base test cases for the front and back end so that your project tests at high coverage benchmarks, and how to set up your project for continuous integration and deployment, for patching and updates. We will demonstrate how to connect your front-end and back-end technologies with supporting technologies to work together to streamline your workflow. We will also demonstrate how to automate the testing and deployment processes. By the end of the series, you will have everything you need to know to deploy your project and update it as needed. Please be advised, and keep in mind throughout the tutorial, that this series is not meant for beginner coders. You should have a working knowledge of object-oriented programming, JavaScript, and HTML and cascading style sheets. Some experience with CSS frameworks and/or libraries such as Material UI and/or Stylus or less CSS is also recommended. It is recommended that you already have Node.js, Node Package Manager, and the Docker engine installed and working on your system, and at least a basic working knowledge of Docker and/or Docker Compose. You should also know how to create and activate your virtual environment, as we'll be working with these utilities without covering the how-to of their functionalities. This series is intended for programmers who have an understanding of the core concepts and fundamentals of the corresponding languages, and are looking for an efficient, effective, and streamlined path from project development to production and deployment. We will not be covering how to code with these languages specifically or individually, so if you are not comfortable with these concepts, then this video series might not be for you just yet. It might be recommended to brush up on your coding skills before continuing. While you can pick and choose, or substitute any programming language used throughout the series to your liking, we will be using a specific set of technologies for this tutorial. The stack includes, but is not limited to, Python and the Flask micro framework, React, MySQL, Docker, Redis, less CSS, Material UI, GitHub, and GitHub Actions. You should be comfortable working with a Unix-like terminal and running command line instructions. Some familiarity with Bash and/or shell scripting is imperative. The entirety of the tutorial will be covered on a Linux Ubuntu system. Feel free to follow along in Windows or Mac, but be advised we will not be covering issues that arise between differing operating systems and/or their corresponding environment. We will be working with the VS Code text editor. Here again, feel free to use your preferred IDE, but be aware we will not be covering how to set up and configure your IDE, or any extensions that are used along the way. It is expected that you are comfortable working with your preferred editor. Our goal is to provide our viewers with a single-stop go-to source, encompassing the main concepts of building a full-stack application, with any references you need, in an organized fashion. This will hopefully fill in any gaps, and address any outstanding questions you might have that would prevent you from seeing your application concepts come to life. We will keep the topics focused, straightforward, and as simple to understand and implement as possible. We genuinely hope you find this series insightful, resourceful, and a perfect starting point for all of you full-stack projects in the future. With any luck, we'll also have a ton of fun along the way. So without further ado, let's get started. Follow along starting with the next video where we'll be coding in no time.